Macros, Mindset, and Muscles.
I'm Coach James.
And I'm Coach Brittany.
We're here to give you the truth about health and fitness.
No gimmicks, no bullshit, just facts.
What's up, Phoenix fam?
Welcome back.
All right, so we've kind of took a little hiatus on recording new episodes, and we've been sharing some of our really informative old episodes for the last, 5-6 weeks.
Yeah, the oldie book goodies.
Something like that. We need a break. Life's a little crazy, a little hectic, so we got to prioritize where we can. We've done a ton of content for this podcast. We've put out a lot of good stuff, so why not share some of that stuff again? Because obviously new people listen, people who have been listening, maybe they need a refresher, all that fun stuff. So we have been sharing some of our personal favorite episodes that we felt were the most helpful. And we're back today to record a brand new episode for you.
Brand new one. I'm excited.
Oh, we're always excited.
Yeah.
Super excited about this topic.
Yes. I'm sorry. So for all the listeners out there, I'm about a week off of energy drinks, and I don't know. I mean, I'm alive. I'm kicking, but I'm struggling a little bit today.
You act like you're the only person that's off energy drinks.
Girl, you've had 5 coffees today.
I have not had 5 coffees today. I've had just as many as you.
Okay, well, nobody's saying that I'm better than you, but you said that.
Okay, hey everybody, since we're doing the whole poor pity me party thing, my back is fucked up and I'm sick, so that trumps James' little fucking crybaby. Oh, I haven't had energy drinks in 5 days.
She's also a sweetheart, if y'all didn't know. That's my babe right there, just a sweetheart.
Anyways.
All right.
Can you stop squeaking in your chair?
Okay, I can't move. I have to look straight ahead. The dog was bending over with his booty in the air. I was waiting for it to go.
Because he always farts when he does a downward dog stretch. He farts every time. Anyways, okay. All right, so today we are talking about what happens when you shit the bed. This is James's idea, by the way. So I'm throwing him under the bus.
The one with all the experience and shit in the bed.
For the title, anyways. The content we agree on. The title, maybe not so much, but we're going to go with it. So basically, let's describe what it means to quote unquote shit the bed.
Yeah.
For those who may not be familiar. And, this always has an explicit mark on it. So if you're listening around kids, there's going to be some cussing and stuff. So, if you don't allow your kids to swear, obviously you don't allow your kids to swear, but if you don't want them to listen to swearing, we will do our best, but it's going to come out. So always be prepared for that in our podcast. So, James, what does it mean to shit the bed?
Well, in my own experience, it takes multiple forms. No, but so say you're on your fitness journey, whether you just started or you've been at this for a while, and you're going good, you're going strong. Next thing you know, you just drop the ball. Say you forgot to pack your food with you, and you went to work, and that day at work they're offering, they bought pizza for everybody, and you're just like, all right, well, fuck it, I'm not prepared, and you just have that pizza, and then you get in this mentality to, well, I've screwed up today. I've already screwed up, so I'm gonna do it again for dinner. It just derails you. What could have been just one meal that was unplanned and hopping right back, into your normal routine. They have this, or I have this happened to me once before, and just like everything in life, you get this fucking mentality, and you're like, well, I've already screwed up today. I'm just gonna have whatever I want to for dinner. And then you have whatever you want to for dinner. Next thing you know, the next day, feeling like crap, and it just spirals.
And let's be honest here, okay? It actually has happened to you more than once because we do it all the time.
Whoa.
That's the reality. We do. In the off season, we do it all the time. We're like, you know what? Let's just eat out for lunch and fucking dinner. Who cares? Whatever. We'll just start over fresh tomorrow or whatever. So don't think that you're alone in that. Nobody's perfect. We all have our moments and stuff. But what the problem is when this is the norm, right? You can't shit the bed every week and then expect to make progress in your journey. You have to you have to consistently not shit the bed more than you do so you can make progress in your journey, because it's really about what you do consistently. Having a meal out, there's nothing wrong with that. Most of the meals out you can actually make work for you. You can fit them into your calorie goals or your macro goals, or maybe you're just being mindful, like mindful eating. You can split the whatever you get out, you can split that portion in half and only eat half of it. You can order a grilled protein and veggies. Like, there's plenty of ways for you to actually eat out and still be mindful to your goals. So we're not saying like anytime you eat out, like it's a goof, you messed up. But we're just saying that when you get into that thing, like, okay, maybe I failed to prepare, like James is saying, like for lunch or whatever. So you eat what's available to you. And then because you ate that, you just say, screw it for the rest of the day, even though you already have the rest of your day planned out.
Yeah.
So, don't make that your norm. Like, that should be the rare occasion. That should be the thing that's not the norm, so that you can continue to make progress in this journey.
And it's not like this all or nothing mentality when it comes to this stuff. This is like a lifelong journey. So there are going to be ups, there's going to be downs, there's going to be struggles. We're going to mess up. It just happens. And it's just getting back into the groove of it and just get back on the horse, keep on riding. One mistake doesn't derail anything. You're not going to lose progress or anything like that.
I think this is such a big thing that, like, most people getting started in this journey, that truly don't understand that, like, this is the waiting game. Like, this is the long haul. Like, this is things that you're doing slowly over time. And you don't get instant gratification from this. Like, the gratification comes from working hard and learning to be patient in the process. So a lot of people get this mindset that it's all or nothing. And that's not how this journey works. Like, it's not all or nothing. You have to be all or nothing in your goals long term. But, going to the gym, we've talked about this in so many episodes, but it's relevant here. When you're getting started, you don't have to go from 0 to 100. 0 to 100, like, if you're not working out at all and you go work out one day next week, then that's 100% more than you were doing already. So if you go from 0 days to 6 days, that's 600% more than you were already doing. So that's something to think about when you're doing this. You're less likely to shit the bed if you have realistic routines and expectations set for yourself. Don't give yourself, like, don't overwhelm yourself with expectations, to hit 6 workout days, to do cardio 4 days a week, and eat so little calories that you find yourself ravenous, like you're standing in front of the fucking fridge at the middle, in the middle of the night trying to, like, satisfy your cravings. Your cravings are a result of usually deficiencies, and that's can come up in many different ways. Whether it's a sleep deficiency, a nutrient deficiency, a calorie deficiency, like whatever, like all these things can contribute to cravings, as well as stress. Like, that's another thing too. Like, if you have a lot of stress in your life, it can help, like, it can increase your cravings, which doesn't help you in your journey, because it's like your body's instinct to be like, oh, we're craving this, go eat this. This will make us feel better. And your body knows it'll make you feel better. Like, it's a response in the brain, right? Like, it's a reward system. Your brain is trained. Like, when you eat a certain type of food, you get this hit of, like, dopamine, and your body's like, oh, this is great. This feels good. So your body craves that hit of dopamine. That's why people, like, have addictions and stuff, because the response, anyways, I'm not even going to get into all that, but it all is relevant, like, your body is a machine, and, like, you can train your body, like, how your body responds to things.
Yeah. But like you mentioned about the extremes is like, and we've seen it many times, like somebody goes from 0 workouts to 6 workouts. They go from never doing anything with nutrition in their entire life. All of a sudden they're going to go all organic, whole food, this, and this, and no grains, and no this, and, like, it's not sustainable, and you're setting yourself up to shit the bed.
Yeah, like it's okay to want to eat, more nutritious foods and stuff like that. And, there are going to be outliers, like people that are not the norm that can do these things and stick with them long term, but that's not the norm. Like more than likely if you're trying to do this, you're not the norm like statistically, you know? So picking something that would be more sustainable for you and your lifestyle, especially if you have kids, if you have a family, you know, um, your family is going to be on this journey with you in a sense, whether, they want to or not, because you're doing this. But it's also a good thing because you help your family learn, in the
Yeah.
process too.
And for many people, fitness is not going to be the main staple in their life. That's not going to be their whole life. It's going to be working out and nutrition. It's going to enhance their life. It'll help them, long term and help them be healthier and more active. But they're they're not going to have this like fitness personality. That's not. They use fitness for their health, and then they leave it there.
Which is fine. That's how it should be for most people. Your life doesn't have to be all about fitness. You don't have to live in the
You
gym.
don't have to be the gym guy or
Yeah.
the gym woman.
Like you can go in, you can do your workouts, and be done. Like you can care about your health without being obsessed with the gym. A lot of people do get obsessed with the gym and they spend way too much time in the gym and you know, um
Everything
It
about them.
it just doesn't take as much time as you think it does to get in a good workout, to improve your overall health, increase your strength, improve your body composition, all these things, it just doesn't take as much time as you think it does. And I think lowering your expectations from this all or nothing mindset will help you stop shitting the bed.
Mm, I like that. I like that a lot. But yeah, it is setting real expectations. And this isn't a game of perfection. I think, and I've been there where, I don't want to do something unless I'm doing it perfectly. And if I don't execute perfectly, then I'm beating myself up and I'm feeling bad and negative words are being said in my head. And this is not the game for that. Like, this is not, um, first of all, the only person who knows that, you may have shit the bed is you, really. And the only person who's going to care that you shit the bed is you. And the only person who can, get back on that horse and get out of that shitty bed is you. So it's all in your control. And it's not about being perfect every time. It's just about learning and repeating these daily healthy habits long term.
Yeah, I mean, think about it, okay? If you say Monday through Friday, right? Let's just say you eat 3 meals a day, Monday through Sunday, 3 meals a day. So 7 times 3 is 21. And then from Friday to Sunday, 3 times 3, what, 9-ish meals?
Mhm.
You know, um, if you are doing really well all the way through Friday, and then, Friday comes and you fuck up and you don't bring your lunch or something gets thrown off, and that just starts the floodgate for the weekend. And then before you know it, like the whole weekend has passed, you've eaten out for every meal, you've drinking a ton of alcohol, like whatever the case is, you know, in the grand scheme of things over time, like yes, you may have hit it Monday through whatever, Monday through Friday,
Monday through Thursday, because Friday,
Monday through Friday, like Friday morning, and then you start having your goofs, your fuck ups,
Yeah.
in the day. And the thing is like I said, in the grand scheme of thing, yes, you did most of the week, you know, on track or like to your idea of perfect, whatever that might look like. But then you have these very like calorically dense meals on the weekends. So it kind of balances out what you did during the week. And what I mean by that is, over the course of a week, like you have to be in a calorie deficit, like to drop fat over the course of a month, right? You want more days, more meals eaten, like to help that goal than not. So if you're going out every weekend and you're consuming, 3,000 calories a day, that will kind of override the deficit that you work so hard on during the week.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just a simple math, really. I mean, if you're supposed to be in a calorie deficit Monday through, I mean, normally, and then you go Monday through Friday, and that $500 or 500 calorie deficit that you had, so each day, and then all of a sudden you're over, 2,000 in surplus on the weekends. You're just canceling out. So all this, to be honest, all the effort that was given during earlier in the week has been canceled out by the decisions of the weekend. And if you're lucky, you haven't gone backwards, but you definitely probably aren't going forward.
Yeah.
Progressing.
Most people will get to like maintenance level calories because of their weekends are so much heavier than their weekdays, which, if that's how you want to live your life and you want more freedom on the weekends, that's fine, but you have to account for it during the weeks. Like if your goal requires it, obviously if you're in a place where you're good and you don't have to worry about, calorie intake and stuff, that's great. And, there's plenty of people that do live that way. But if you're trying to lose body fat and improve your health markers by losing body fat, then it's important for you to understand that your weekends do matter and you can't just say screw it on the weekends.
Yeah, which is, when you're new to this thing and you don't really understand how some things work, you may get frustrated, like, I'm really trying, and the person may really be putting in a lot of effort, during the week. And even on the weekends, they're like, I'm really not eating that much, but they're very calorie dense foods. And then say they did drink the night before and ate very calorie dense foods the next day, their movement is down because they may be hungover, not feeling too great. They're also, wanting some quick, easy food. So maybe they aren't eating, more whole food based options. And it just kind of snowballs like it adds up very fast. And it's not like you go out and you're like, I'm gonna go out and have a good time and stuff. And you're pulling out your phone and you're tracking each and everything. You're like, I'm track these cheese sticks and this and all these drinks. Like, they're just going by, their eyes and kind of rough mathing it.
Yeah, and I think that's what we see the most is, this like, oh well, I screwed up today, so I'll just start tomorrow. Or oh well,
Monday.
I screwed up today, it's Friday, I'll start Monday.
Yep.
Like I'll restart Monday, I'll restart then, I'll get on plan then. Like whatever phrase you use amongst yourself, it doesn't have to be like that. Like you're never off plan. Like your plan shouldn't be so strict, unless you're like bodybuilding or something. It's a different story, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about lifestyle. Your plan should never be so strict that you're off plan.
Yeah.
Like maybe, like I overconsume some calories or whatever, but your routine, your regimen shouldn't be so strict that, anything less than perfect is failure.
Yeah. Yeah. 'Cause I hate to say it, but I mean, this is supposed to go on for the rest of your life. Like a healthy, the lifestyle. Now, you're not going to track food forever. You want to get to the point where you're, mindfully eating and staying active, and these daily habits are just what you do. And that's the end goal but the end goal is to continue a healthy way of life and being mindful of what you're eating and being active for the rest of your life. So, like you said, if it's a plan that's, I'm sorry for squeaking, the plan is so strict that you can't stick to it now.
What's that going to look like in 6 months or a year? More than likely you're going to really fall off the wagon.
I'll say fuck it.
Yeah, and you're going to be like, this is too hard, this is too much, I can't do this, and then the next thing you know, like you're back where you started, maybe a little further behind than where you started originally, and it's just a vicious cycle. And that's, we've talked about extremes and stuff too, and that's why these things just don't work long term, because it's just not sustainable. Like when you look at this, it has to be something that you're considering doing for the rest of your life. You don't, your weight didn't just come on overnight. It didn't just come on over a few weeks, a few months. Even for most people have been putting on weight slowly for years, right? And then before you know it, they're like 50 pounds heavier than they ever thought they would be. Maybe they're 100. 150 heavier. Like it depends on the person. But, that weight came on over years, and to expect it to take a few weeks to come off is really fucking unrealistic.
It is. And if you are someone who is very thin, such as myself, like someone who is considered like a hard gainer earlier in their life, or somebody that struggled like putting on size, it is hard and it takes time to build muscle. There's no shortcut to it. There's no shortcut to it, and it takes intentional eating, takes intentional training, consistently over a long period of time. And I wish there was a shortcut, because I would have already bought it. I would have bought it, owned stock in it, and probably put our name on it. But there's not. That's it. That's all I gotta say.
That's all you gotta say.
That's all I gotta say. Like, I wish there was. I'm sitting here thinking, like, man, if there really was, man, that would have been cool.
Yeah. So, in a nutshell, basically what we're saying in this episode is you got to stop being so hard on yourself, and you got to stop setting up these unrealistic expectations. One quote unquote screw up doesn't mean that you just throw everything caution to the wind and you're like, okay, well, I'll just start over on Monday. Like, why Monday? Like, why not just start over at the next meal?
Yeah. And, and if you have a coach, talk to them about it. Let them know. Like, this can be a learning experience. This may, y'all may need to discuss things, and maybe it's time to have a free meal, or maybe a diet break or something. Like, you don't want to have this like messed up mentality when it comes to this whole process.
Yeah. And
they're not going to get on to you. They're not going to make you feel bad and chew you out. Like, that's not.
Well, they shouldn't.
They shouldn't.
I can't speak to how they will, because every coach is different.
We wouldn't.
But
so come on over to Team Phoenix.
The reality is like your lifestyle change, this plan that you're doing to change your life, should still have room for some things that you love. I'm not saying that you get to eat McDonald's every day for lunch. That's not what I'm saying. I'm also not saying that you can't eat McDonald's every day for lunch. If you find a way to make it work for you and your goals, and you can still hit your protein, your fiber, all that good shit too, then go for it. But maybe it's not the best thing for you. Maybe you don't have as much fat to play with as you would like, or whatever. Like, you have to take all this into consideration. Maybe you don't get that McDonald's cheeseburger. Instead, you get them grilled Chick-fil-A chicken nuggets. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's got to be some middle ground. You can't keep eating the way you've been eating while you've been putting on all this weight, or, getting to this stage of unhealthiness and expect to get different results. Like, this is why you are where you are now. So something has to change. And that's not saying like get rid of everything. It's just saying you have to be willing to make changes and, make sacrifices, and
maybe get a little uncomfortable
and know that your norm now is not eating out all the time, but maybe once a week instead, you know?
Yeah. And have it instead of just, if you're going to eat out, instead of, having your little McDonald's, in the mornings and stuff, have that good one. Have that one good meal, that once a week, that kind of thing. Like, I would love a cheeseburger and fries on once a week, which in the off season we kind of do, as long as everything's pretty good, check-ins are fine, and okay, we'll have 5 guys after check-ins, and that's okay.
Well, and let's also talk about the financial aspect of not eating out all the time, right? Because you're going to save a lot of money.
A lot of money.
So that money that you're saving from not eating out all the time, not eating out every day, guess what? You could get a coach with that money. Yeah. I'm just saying that's how much money you're going to save.
Yeah, if somebody's drinking a big Starbucks every day.
We'll say $7 a day, 30 days in a month on average.
Was that 210?
Yeah, $210.
Man, you could our group coaching, and you can get some pre-workout, probably, or some protein.
So that's just the reality of it. But that's not what we're here for. We're here to help you, guide you, shift your perspective, shift your mindset. And that's what we hope that you'll do. Realize that it's not an all or nothing thing. You can make little changes. You can do a little bit at a time. It's okay to have goof ups. Just get right back on and, get on plan at the next meal.
Everybody shit the bed at one time or two. Just change the sheets. It's not the end of the world.
So we know this was kind of a brief episode, getting back into things, but I mean, really, how long are we going to talk about crap in the bed? So
I don't know. I think I ran out of things to say about it.
yeah. So shift your perspective and work on that, and know that it's not all or nothing. That's the most important takeaway from this.
I agree.
So we're back, and
She's Brittany.
we are out of here until next week, and we hope y'all have a great, well, I guess you will have already had this, but you had a great Labor Day, and you're kicking butt on a Tuesday instead of a Monday. So until next time.
She's Brittany and I'm James.
Thanks for listening to Macros, Mindset, and Muscles. Until next time,
I'm James.
I'm Brittany. We're out.